brothers and sisters. If you think back in your memory, you may discover that in your youth, or maybe not so long ago, you had or have a friend. You kind of like this friend because you're familiar with this person. But whenever you're with this friend, something happens where you end up in trouble. What starts off as a good idea turns into something that's kind of a disaster. And then time goes by and you see this friend again and they seem fairly harmless, except you know that when you keep company with this friend, something happens that's not in your best interest. And that is the nature of the ego. Sometimes it comes off as, it sounds like you, and it wants to help you. And yet the help it gives always has another agenda. The message from the ego is seek, but never find. Never find. And the reason why it's so interested in you never finding what you really want is because if you found the truth, the first thing you would realize is that there is no ego and you don't need the ego and you don't need that help. But if you use the ego to help you become enlightened, it really is the full employment act for the ego. Because there are endless paths that you can follow, all with the same agenda. When they start really bringing you to where you want to go, the agenda shifts. And so, if you ask this friend for help in awakening, in enlightenment, what you will get is a series of wonderful suggestions, all of which have merit, and none of which can take you all the way home. Perhaps you'll be interested in a new diet. There'll be a wonderful attraction to fasting, a myriad of diets. Perhaps the answer is exercise, yoga. But at the point at which these things start to work, there will be some other suggestion called, hey, look over here. Maybe you need a guru. Maybe you need to do this course. Maybe you need to follow this. Maybe you need to read this book. Maybe you need to channel. Maybe you need to listen to somebody who does channel. Maybe you need a medical intuitive. Maybe you need homeopathy. It goes on and on and on. But if you don't understand the agenda, the seek and never find agenda, you'll just be chasing and chasing and chasing. It turns out that if you came into a person's office and who this person worked for you, and you said, listen, I want you to help me with something. I want you to help me become so in touch with who I am that I don't really need you in your position anymore. How does that sound? Well, the person hearing that would be very threatened. And so while they may come up with solutions, they're never forgetting that it's who they think they are that doesn't want to be eliminated. It turns out that enlightenment is so simple. It just has to do with the desire on your part to be a finder and not a seeker anymore. To let go of the idea that you have to get someplace through various means. What you need to be enlightened is right in front of you this second. This is the only second there is. This is the only time there is. One of the messages from the ego is that these things take time. It's simple, but it's not easy. All of these things are designed to assure you that it couldn't be this simple, but it is. Your desire to wake up is all it takes. Your willingness to accept whatever is in front of you at the moment, regardless of your feelings about it, regardless of your judgments, to fully let that in. Your willingness to feel what you feel when you feel it. And then talk about what that's like for you with someone that you love, who cares about you. It doesn't take any time. It doesn't take a path. It doesn't require any of the things that you would go to on a spiritual enlightenment program. And those things are valuable in the moment when you do them. But not necessary. Nothing is necessary. It's a decision on your part to be who you are, to accept your very nature from the moment you decide to, out of your desire to wake up. And not wake up down the road, not wake up when you get a certificate saying you've now learned how to do hypnosis. Your desire to wake up right now, in this second, and take responsibility for everything in your life. And be grateful that you have the power and the freedom to wake up whenever you want to. And all those other things that were mentioned are not wrong or bad. They just aren't the answer in and of themselves. You are the answer. You are the wisdom. You are the power. You are the love. You are forgiveness itself. Don't fight with ego. Don't make the ego bad or wrong. It knows not what it does. And it knows not who it is. But you do. Let yourself be okay with whatever process you're in. Follow it to your heart's content. Never forget, you have the power at any moment to decide to be who you are, to ask for help, and to wake up. Enjoy yourself in this. Sometimes the freedom is overwhelming, but it is your freedom. It's your choice. And the good news is, it is who you are. I love you very much. And I'll speak with you again soon.